everybody. So when we had our Women's Leadership Retreat May meeting, we did that virtually. It wasn't actually the leadership retreat. We postponed that till May of 2021. But we wanted to do something in between for all of the women who would normally have been here in California for that Women's Leadership Retreat. And there were a couple things that came up. One was that there's a lot of anxiety that actually is fear over what's happening, what's going to happen. We have no answers, we don't know, all this uncertainty. And one of the exercises that I had them do is an exercise that you can do pretty easily. First of all, you need to find a journal or find some place to write down all of the stuff that's rumbling around in your head. So you never keep it in your head, you always write it down. So you take out a journal and you start writing all of the things that you're anxious about, all of the stuff that you have fear about, and you just keep writing and writing and writing.
A master list,
yeah.
if you will.
You don't have to organize anything, you don't have to do a list, it can be paragraphs. Just write to get it out of your head and on paper. Then the second thing we ask you to do is to take a look at what fears are represented in what you wrote down. So what are the fears behind all of this feeling that you have and all of the anxiousness? What are you really afraid of? And then you write down a list, a master list of what you're actually afraid of. Then you separate the list into two separate lists. So after you get the master list of what you're afraid of, you take a look at which fears you can do something about and which fears are completely out of your control. And you mark with an asterisk the ones that are completely out of control, and you make a separate list of those. And I'll tell you what you're going to do with them in a minute. For the list of the ones, the fears that you have that you can do something about, fine, get to work on those and make a plan for each one of those on what you're going to do so that you're no longer feeling fearful about those particular fears on your list. And then with the ones that you've starred and that you literally have no control over, you can't do anything about it, I'm recommending that what you do is you literally make a list of those and post them someplace so that you can remind yourself whenever you get in the dark tunnel again that you can't do anything about that, but you can do something about these.
And it sounds incredibly simple, but the women, I noticed...
Got a lot of relief out of it.
Got a lot of relief and a lot of, hey, I'm spending most of my time worried about stuff I have no control over.
Exactly, which is really a waste of energy, and it only makes you more depressed because you have no control over it. So you don't have control over when your kids start school again. That's going to be a government issue. You don't have any control over whether the person next to you wears a mask. You have control over whether you wear a mask
and where you put yourself.
Yes. So those are the things that we ask you to do, is kind of make a distinction between the fears you have no control over, the fears you have control over.
Very simple, exercise. You can all do it. And I think that's our big tip for the day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, we'll be announcing all the stuff that's coming up in the next newsletter, all the Women Moving Forward meeting, the virtual advanced Women Moving Forward, June 16th and 17th, and the virtual Managing Corporate Change, July 14th through the 16th. So for those of you who are going back into your company or have never really left but are going back into the office, we recommend that maybe you want to refresh or attend for the first time the July 14th through 16th Managing Corporate Change.
And for all the people you have that work for you that are struggling with all the changes that are going on,
that's
a lot of people. Let's
refer
be
them
honest.
as well.
They're struggling.
Yeah, because they will be a lot less anxious having taken this course, because they'll be looking at the possibilities in the breakdown of what's going on right now.
Yep.
When they come back to work. So you want them in that condition, not in the condition of being completely, totally anxious.
Yeah, well, get them out of their lizard brain. That's always the key. Yeah. Get out of that lizard brain.
And we'll see you at the next video.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.